Hello, American Tears. What's going on? How you doing today? It's an excellent, beautiful day, and it's July um, the 17th, 2022. I'm happy to be here. My name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an American Tear. Booyah. When I walked into this meeting, I was fully prepared, just like any good entrepreneur should be. You should be 120% prepared and overly prepared if you go to any meeting. Just don't expect it to just happen or for people, so I don't walk into it expecting to, not being dumb and, oh, you're going to give me the answers. I find out all the answers to my own questions as much as I can. And the reason I go and hire these professionals to go to them is because they're professionals. They're being paid. They're lawyers, went to college, and so I'm always looking forward to see what they can bring to the table that's outside of how far I've come. So it's almost like I've done all this work, and now I'm trying to add to it by making it really happen. And that's where I go to the professionals, like someone who can really help me get it over that hump. It didn't really go well. I don't know what the deal is. If it's too much political name and there was some hidden, kind of bias or something going on there, but it felt like after a while that just me talking about the American cheer movement and or why I trademarked the name because I created the name. It's my name. I presented the name. It didn't even the word didn't even exist up until like 8 years ago when I created the name and the definition and submitted it to the Urban Dictionary online so people can actually read it. So it has its own definitions, its own purpose. It's my word. I mean, there was no, I started the website, everything based around that. So, it was an important thing to me. But I don't. When I talk to people sometimes, for these professionals or lawyers, they somehow just don't. I felt like when I walked away from the meeting, I walked away still knowing everything I already knew before I went to the meeting and nothing else more than that. And I was thinking, well, the one thing, after I pondered it, in a solution sense, the one thing in a solution sense was sometimes you have to submit your own category to make something happen with trademarks, and because it just doesn't quite fit in with like, oh, I'm trademarking a coffee mug with my logo, and if you do that, that's all you're going to trademark, and it's the only right to have is like the coffee mug or a T-shirt or whatever else, a pencil. I don't know, that I'm putting my logo and name on, which kind of says it's my trademark, it's my name, and so every name of these items, which should be separate in separate categories. You can't just give it an overall ball field play out. And so, short story comes short. They allow you to create your own category. If you can't find it, then go ahead and submit my own kind of category and why I think it's legit, like my side of the conversation, which I'm down for, and that's why I went to the professional for. He didn't suggest that at all. It was just not even relevant. And I walked away thinking like, wow, why didn't he suggest taking that alternative last route, which is just create a category and submit that information that is probably should be done with a trademark attorney, being that they could word it right, and to make that category a little bit more valid than I can or legit, you know. So, anyways, that's the part of the story of the contents, and I'm kind of gotten off the beaten path there. I was talking about like my experience now, but I'm going back to this meeting I was just at. Same kind of situation where my comment and the overall play out with American Judges. This is my point to it all right now. is that helping, if you're in the service industry, you can't just help this much. You have to understand that it's just not a do as little as possible industry. So just trying to help this much, knowing that you can go the extra mile and really be helpful in any kind of service you do. Uh, People just opt to go do as little as possible, gain as much as possible, and it's all about like, how do I benefit from this conversation? How do I make more money? And it's not really necessarily about what the person wants or trying to do. They're just trying to figure out like, how many more hours can I get and get paid for from their situation that will make me more money and make me more valuable or whatever it is. So the extra mile part is what I'm talking about right now. As American Tears, we should always go that extra mile. If you're in the service industry and you're an American Tear or not even an American, you're just watching this, go the extra mile. I know that sounds like very old school entrepreneurshipism, and it is. It's old school stuff. And statements like that. Go the extra mile. Do your best. Um, that's all mantra from the old business schools, and doesn't, for some reason, the new formulas people have been trying to incorporate into their lives, into America, into entrepreneurshipism, is the fact that no, it's almost like a whole complete 180 of that, saying, no, you don't go the extra mile unless you're being paid bank or unless you're being really paid and compensated for it. There's no such thing as just going the extra mile unless you got an old school mantra like me. Um, but the new formula is like, no, just take as much as possible, do as little as possible, make it sound like you are doing all this extra mile stuff, but it really isn't doing anything at all. It's just a small part to preoccupy, and almost saying that I think my clients or people or just don't know what's going on, so I can tell them what's going on, and they won't know any better. And that's not really a good thing to do if you're in a service industry or if you're helping people and giving them advice, and whether that be through coaching or mentorship, or being paid to, actually, be a consultant of sorts to help a business. You should really do a lot more than people expect you to do. So it's like under promise, over deliver. That's another old school entrepreneurship mantra or statement. So there's a lot of old formulas that have mantras or statements that really stand true today to me, but have been forgotten and shuffled through and pushed out to a new formula, which is not very American tier. It's a very selfish movement, and we're all now starting to treat each other like, oh, you don't know any better, so I can say or do whatever I want. But we grossly underestimate people, individuals, like that person did with me. Grossly underestimated me, thinking like, oh, I could just say or do whatever I want. He won't know any better. But little did he know that I walked in with a good month of research on my own, so I would know what he was talking about when he was talking about it. That's my job as an entrepreneur. That's my job as an American Tier, is to do everything I can to make it happen and do it to my very best of my ability, and not fall short of that just because I think someone can step in and take care of it. Doesn't really matter. I have to know. I have to do my own research, and then the people get brought in to add to that research and answer more questions or to take it to the next level or get it over to the hump, whatever it may be. So that's it for today. That's really all I really want to talk about, because there's so much more to talk about and so much other, I guess, short clips I should be making soon, and just to get things rolling. But this is just, whatever, it's something as American cheers that we all should do. We should always do our best, and consider going that extra mile rather than do as little or nothing at all, kind of thing. So take that and think about it, ponder it, and take action on it. We're not bystanders. We just don't watch, Americans hurt each other or fall down and through corporate and government actions. We are not bystanders. The rest of America could be bystanders, which is where they decide to be. They just want to be spectators. But we are players. We are active. We, we enjoy it. It's a win-win situation. It's not about hurting. It's all about love and reaction and action. So, take a chance. Join the American Cheers. Join me. Have a good one. Peace, love.